everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Discover Horses at Chesapeake Therapeutic Riding. Today I have Dreamer with me. He is a 23-year-old off-the-track thoroughbred, and he's going to help show you how to groom a horse today, and we're also going to talk about why it's important to groom horses. You can follow me. We have Dreamer in our indoor arena today, and Gail is holding him for us. For today's activity, along with our grooming activity, I want you to click down in the description and you will find this worksheet, which is called our Grooming Tools Sequencing Activity. As we go, you can follow along with the programming. You're going to cut out each brush. These are hoof picks here. I want you to note that that is one picture. And you're going to cut them out and glue them in the order that they go in. And you will learn that there is a certain order that we groom the horse in. So all of our horses at CTR have their own grooming boxes labeled with their name, and that is for hygienic purposes, much like you and I use our own brush. And I'm going to start at the beginning and show you briefly, just on one side, how we use each grooming tool. So the first grooming tools are either a curry comb or a curry mitt, and they both do the same thing, but it's really your preference. The grooming mitt fits over your hand like a glove. And the curry comb can also fit over your hand. It has thicker rubber bristles. I like to use the curry mitt. Dreamer prefers it too. He's a little bit more of a sensitive thoroughbred. And with the curry mitt, you're going to start at the top of their neck, and you're going to go in circular motions all over the horse's body, and that lifts up dirt and hair, especially during this season. We are in February right now, and it is mud season at the farm. So we don't use the curry on their face, and with the curry mitt you can use it lightly on their legs as well. You can see they are just starting to shed a little bit, and it is lifting up all sorts of dirt and hair. It's always important to get the parts of the horse that you can't see. Dreamer's just relaxing and deciding that he likes this. The parts of the horse that you can't see include this girth area under here and under their chest. Even though you can't see it, it's still very important to groom. It's important to note that when you're grooming the horse, you want to make sure you stand close to them and you have your hands on them so they can always be aware of where you are. You don't want to groom like this. And then they're also going to sense that you're not comfortable, and then they won't be comfortable. Even though it's winter, we can see that they are definitely starting to shed. So we're going to take that hair off and make sure we dispose of it later. After the curry comb, you move on to the hard brush or the stiff brush. It gets its name from its stiff bristles. And this is used after the curry comb because it flicks off all that dirt and hair that you just lifted off with the curry comb. Again, you start at the top of their neck, and you move it in the direction that their hair grows. Kind of like with your hair, you wouldn't brush it up, you would brush it in the direction that your hair grows. Grooming is a great way to bond with your horse, to get to know your horse, to look over your horse and make sure that they don't have any injuries or cuts or places of discomfort. You can see Dreamer is licking and chewing, and that is a sign that he is relaxed and enjoying his pampering session. Right. Clean out the brush a little bit. Get even more of that hair out. It's a sure sign that spring is going to be here soon. All right, the next brush is the soft brush. Again, it gets its name from its bristles, which are much softer than the hard brush that we just used. You can use this brush everywhere. You can use it on their face, as long as you stay away from their eyes. You can use it down their legs. It's a very gentle brush to use. When we do their face, we want to make sure that we go around the eyes. And they have all sorts of little calyx on their face. We want to brush around those. Dreamer doesn't mind too much. The soft brush helps distribute the oils in their coat, helps make them soft and shiny. It's sort of a finishing brush. And do down their legs. You can see why we use those particular brushes in the order that we do. The next brush we're going to use is the mane brush. It looks like this. It kind of looks like a brush that you or I might use on our hair. We won't use this one. This is Dreamer's. And this is for their forelock, which is this little extension of their mane on their forehead, and their mane. And his mane grows on the other side, so we're going to come around. You brush their mane just like you would brush your own hair. He has some tangles in there, but it doesn't bother him, as you can see. The nerve endings on a horse's mane are pretty strong, so they don't feel tangles like we do necessarily. All right, so once their mane looks nice, their body is groomed, and now we would have to groom his other side as well, but for the sake of time, we're not going to do that right now. I'm going to show you how we pick out their feet, which is one of the most important things that we need to do, especially before riding, and to give our horses appropriate hoof care. So, a hoof pick looks like this. There are several different variations, as I mentioned earlier on your worksheet. But they always have a hook at the end, and some of them have a brush, and that helps brush out some extra dirt that you might find in their hoof. So I'm just going to pick his front right hoof. If you want to come around, it's very important that we keep our feet away from his feet. You don't want to have them next to like that, because if he takes a step, then he could accidentally step on your toe. You want to be facing his tail, and you're going to run your hand down his leg and pick up his hoof, and you want to make sure you support his hoof with your hand. You can see he has a lot of dirt in there. There is a V-shaped tissue area in his hoof called a frog that you can see better now that I have picked around it. This is sensitive tissue, so we don't want to pick on the frog. We want to pick around it through into the grooves. And when you get all that loosened dirt, you brush that out. And this is a good time to inspect their hoof. You want to make sure there's no rocks in there. And then when you're done, you just want to make sure you set it down gently. And we do that to all 4 of their legs, every time we groom. So, as you're filling out your worksheet, you can always rewind, go back and watch it. Keep in mind that there's a few tricks on here, like the curry comb and the curry mitt. See if you can remember what I said about those in the beginning, and have fun filling this out.
Now that Megan's finished grooming, it's time for us to get up and start moving. So get ready for a whoa and go.
Whoa and go!
All right, it's time to get up from wherever you are watching this YouTube video, because we're going to be moving around today, learning about the horse's gaits. So when I say gait, you might think of when you go outside and you're trying to leave your yard, so you open the gate, but that's not what we're talking about with the horses. So the horses' gaits is how fast they move. So the 3 gaits that we're going to talk about today are the 3 slower English gaits: the walk, the trot, and the canter. So we're going to demonstrate how to do it at home for you guys, and you're going to do it with us as you learn. So the first gait is the slowest one, called the walk. It's a 4-beat gait, and they move all their feet separately. So you're going to do it with your hands first, and then you're going to do it with your feet. So for our hands, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. With our feet, it's just going to be the same thing, nice and easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do it for 30 seconds. Where Miss Megan and I are going to walk around Gail and do it, and you're going to do it with us. On your mark. Get set. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's the walk. The trot is the second fastest gait. So if you put your horse in second gear, they're going to move 2 feet at a time on a diagonal. So when we do that, sometimes English riders will post, but we're going to pretend we're the horses when we do it. So for our hands, it's going to be very similar. Keep it easy. It's just going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But it has to be faster than the walk, so no slow hands. And then when we're doing it standing and you're doing it with us, same thing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So you're going to jog around your house as we do this one for 30 seconds. Are we ready? On your mark. Get set. Go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, Keep going. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. All right, that's the trot. So the last one we're gonna do, this is the fastest one we're gonna do today. It's not the fastest a horse can go, but for us, it's the fastest we're gonna go. So it's the canter. And the canter is a 3-beat gait, and it has either a left lead or a right lead. And we'll demonstrate both because we wanna keep moving as we're going. So we're gonna do both directions, the right lead and the left lead. This one, since it's 3 beats with our hands, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. With our feet, we're gonna step with one foot, we're gonna have a moment in the air, and then step with the other foot out in front. And we're gonna repeat that movement. You're gonna keep one leg in front of you. And that's our lead for the canter. So let's start, which one did we just do? Let's start with our left lead. We're gonna start with our left foot in front. So you're gonna keep your left foot in front the whole time. We're gonna do it one way, and then we'll do it the other. 30 seconds. Are you ready? Set, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, the horse, got your heart rate up, and got my breathing up. It's hard to talk and do it. You can try it after you finish the next segment of our video. Alright, so you have to practice these before our next video comes out because we're gonna use all 3 of those gaits in the next video. So you have to practice. Come prepared.
So we hope you enjoyed the section on grooming today. Don't forget to check out that handout that we gave you. See if you can put them in sequence order. Also, the footfalls today. We had walk, trot, and canter. We need you to practice those. And don't forget what Molly said, we're going to be using those again next week. As we end our segment today, please make sure you stay tuned a little longer because we have a quiz at the end to see what you remember. Can't wait to see you next time. So long from CTR.
Why is it important to groom your horse? A. It helps you bond with them. B. It helps you check them over for injuries. C. It keeps them healthy and clean. Or D. All of the above. If you said D, all of the above, you are correct. What is the V-shaped tissue on the bottom of a horse's hoof called? Is it A. Turtle, B. Frog, C. Triangle, or D. Lizard? If you said B. Frog, you are correct. And lastly, how many beats does the trot have? A. 4 beats, B. 3 beats, C. 2 beats, or D. 1 beat? If you said C. 2 beats, you are correct.
This episode is sponsored in part by the Maryland Horse Industry Board. For more information about Chesapeake Therapeutic Riding, please visit ctrchanginglives.org. If you would like to see more programming like this, please click subscribe, turn on notifications, and like our episodes. Thank you.